These are my 37-year-old abs. They're made from IPA beers, third helpings of dinner, and my own personal sense of denial. This is the church that I grew up in. I mostly just remember getting a lot of erections here. It was nothing.
Jesus' Abs was a hilarious short film. I thought it was so interesting. Jesus' Abs is definitely not something that I've thought about to this capacity, but hearing that Jesus' abs are giving young boys complexes, I never even thought that was a thing, but thinking about it like that, it may actually be a problem. I thought there was very funny editing in this, and the narration itself, the man narrating is hilarious. He's very clever, especially with his, I'm assuming he had a say in the editing as well, and it just made me laugh. Especially his hilarious crucifix workout. I'm still wondering what the neighbors thought of that, but very comical overall. I thought this was a great take on this whole thing. Yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this film.
Jesus' Abs was really funny and entertaining. I liked the video editing choices. There was something humorous about it, which I think made the subject matter less uncomfortable and more funny. And I think just the approach overall was really interesting to witness. It genuinely felt like one of those personal essays, but in video format, in like a humorous influencer tone on YouTube, and I just think it's a really unique and funny piece.
All right, I just finished watching, excuse me, Jesus' Abs, which I ended up enjoying. I thought this was a piece that had a good sense of self-awareness that really made the entire project endearing. I like this sort of documentary style conceit around the piece, and I thought that I grew up in a Catholic setting as well. I thought it was a very interesting idea of sort of how you end up viewing Jesus and how you end up viewing yourself, and sort of how you try to form your self-image to someone that is a literal deity and who often is shown having very good-looking abs. So I thought that the piece had a great sense of humor in terms of that approach, and a very grounded and relatable excuse me, in a very grounded and relatable backdrop around him trying to lose weight, how self-image might affect how he deals with his daughters or his people around his life. So I thought that the piece had a good sense of self and a good sort of observational approach, both outward and inward, that gave it a very sort of engaging I thought dynamic, even though it's a very sort of grounded and simple concept overall. So I ended up enjoying it and thought it was well done for those reasons.
Hilarious, just thoroughly hilarious. The dry deliveries are perfect. The style is great. The taking the notion of, write what you know and really just running with it and making it interesting and funny, not an easy task, and it's definitely accomplished here. Just such a brilliant delivery. I loved everything about this. All the, even the throwbacks to stuff, I'm around that age too, so it was just nice to see that, get a little hit of nostalgia. Very relatable, really smart editing, just a great idea. I loved it.
Jesus' Abs. Well, this was a hysterically funny story of a childhood memory, and I love how Ethan, the filmmaker, is quick, uses a lot of graphics. He doesn't waste a moment telling the story. It's very personable and relatable. And I like how he gets his message across by telling you how he grew up and formed opinions and beliefs in and around the Catholic Church and how he feels about that today. I thought it was so funny, him bringing his wife into it for her one scene. And I just like how he puts it all together, and it's gripping. And before you know it, it's all over, but really enjoyable.
Jesus's abs was awesome. It was funny. It was body positive. It didn't take itself too seriously. Um, I really liked how everything, every stomach that they showed was abs. Like, these are this person's abs, these are this person's abs. Even if they, you couldn't actually see the abdominal muscles, their stomach, like, this is my abs, these are what my abs look like. And I love that idea. Um, yeah, I just thought that was really special. I thought it was funny. There were so many really good moments, and it was just, yeah, it was just really well done. It was kind of a feel good piece, and I really enjoyed watching it.
I very much liked Jesus's abs. It was very lighthearted in this story about image and identity and finding oneself. It tells a very simple story. In the beginning, you find our narrators very self-conscious about how they look. But by the end, while there's a bit of progress, he isn't just super roided out with these rock hard abs, but even though he isn't, he's still happy with where he's at. And throughout it, there's a lot that he looked back on when it came to like his childhood, religion, the LGBTQ community, things like that, where it's like all of these different things, like, the relationship between religion and LGBTQ community, how it can be kind of strained, and how much there's kind of this apprehension towards anything that's considered homoerotic, and I think at the end it's not only a message of being comfortable with yourself, but being comfortable with your sexuality and the sexuality of others. There's nothing wrong with liking how you look, liking how other people look. It's all about being comfortable in the skin that you're in.